Follow me. We shall crush them beneath us.
Tell me something. When is the last time you ever listened to video game journalists? And why are some games are being praised by journalists and some games are being hated? Why is that? In this time, I believe it was since 2014, I can list off many games that critics hate but gamers love. Like for example, Resident Evil 5, Bayonetta, Stellar Blade, Black Wukong. And not only that, because of this, many journalists hate these games, or perhaps they refuse to even review it or play it. AI Limit only gets like what, 21 critics reviews? But the user scores were high. So think about it. Why is that? Here, let me show you one other news that you should probably learn. Hogwarts Legacy DLC was scrapped by Warner Bros. See this? They scrapped it. Even if this DLC got announced or finished, the reviewers, they're not gonna cover this. And also, seriously, above all idiots, why Jason Schreier? Yeah, I'm not giving anything to this bozo. You know what, let's see what he has to say. According to Schreier, due to the concerned amount of content that is not substantial enough to justify the price being considered, Avalanche Software, who developed Hogwarts Legacy, is working with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League developer Rocksteady Studio on the expansion. Warner Bros. Games is at work on a video game sequel to Hogwarts Legacy, which is a big priority for Warner Bros. Discovery C-suite. David Haddad said, "We have known for some time fans are looking for more things in this world. So we're spending a lot of time thinking of it. Our insight tells us that there are not huge distinction between younger versions of a fan and older versions of a fan. They're just deep Harry Potter fans. We try to build authentic experience to delight them." Okay, if you do that, tell me something. If you wish to do that, then why do you make Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? You blew it all up. Let's continue. Warner Bros. Had testing some kind of sequel for a while now. During the Bank of America 2024 Media, Communications and Entertainment Conference, Warner Bros. CFO Gunnar I can't even say that word. Obviously, a successor to Hogwarts Legacy is one of the biggest priority in a couple of years down the road. So there is a significant growth in contributions from that business in our strategic outlook here. Now, even though the expansion is rumored, but whether this thing gets greenlit or not, you have to understand is that journalists, they're not going to cover this. I mean, yes, we have John F. Trent, but journalists such as IGN, The Gamers, Kotaku, they won't report on this. Regardless whether they pander to them or not, they won't even review this because who else? J.K. Rowling's. Now, J.K. Rowling is a hardcore feminist, but the one thing she advocates against is trans. Yeah, she may be a feminist, but there is some gray area that needs to be built around that. When it comes to games like this, some games will not get reviewed, some games will be ignored, some games will be disgraced or shit on. Take a look with Black Wukong. How many hit piece journalists even make? I even those count. But despite the hit piece, Black Wukong earned 2 million players. On Steam, sell 10 million copies. That's a lot. And recently, Phantom Blade Zero's devs has said that China-made game has the potential to sell 30 million copies. And the success of Black Wukong proves of it. Always remember, if you wish to know whether a game is successful or not, or perhaps you are considering to check that game, before you check the Metacritics or the user score, check the critics. How many people are reviewing it? If you see the critics' reviews are low, say 10, 20 like that, ask yourself that. Is the journalist ignoring this? Because normally, if you look at the trailers, it looks fun sometimes. The combat looks fun. Why didn't the critics or the journalists cover it? AI Limit, for example. AI Limit's like what, 21 critic reviews? And IGN gave it a 5, but the user scores were high. Make that make sense. I think, in my opinion, some games will in fact succeed because right now the first Berserker Kazan is just surpassed 20,000 players. Now, we don't know exactly how long it will take, so we're gonna have to wait until a week later. I will keep an eye on that. Although first Berserker Kazan, there will be performance issues because de nouveau, which is warranted for criticism. In response, I believe in this case, some games will be reviewed, but some games, mainly in China, will either be ignored or hate by journalists. Now for South Korean, yes, they will review it, but loving it, no, they won't. Take a look with Stellar Blade. They complain why Stellar Blade is over-sexualizing women or something. And Bayonetta as well. Don't forget that one. So this is the reason why the East continues to conquer the Western market. And the journalists refused to cover it because they knew full well that the Eastern market, or in this case the Eastern AAA games and developers, will be succeeding. And they will conquer the Western market. Yes, even though there are Western games that are good, such as Split Fiction and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, but those are far and few between. And all market gap will be filled with Eastern developers and Eastern video games.
You were most impressive. Surely your military skills will help guide us on the path to victory. I look forward to your continued efforts.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want woke or anti-woke detected, or you just want to see me play games, or perhaps you want to see trending topics. Visit my second, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.